Hello everybody and welcome to another video. In this video it's going to be my Air Tycoon 4 series. Now this episode I was carrying on doing the same thing which I did last episode, which was setting up routes between places with 200 tour and 300 tour. I managed to finish off Boston, I believe in the last episode, or I finished off in this episode at least. In fact, no, I'm pretty sure I finished off. Oh no, because I did Dallas last episode, didn't I? Oh yeah, so finished off. In fact, I finished off Dallas in the last episode. Like later on in this episode, I thought that I actually had done it. Like in this episode, but I'd actually finished it off completely then. So yeah, I carried on setting up our hubs. I went to Seattle and Mexico City, but I'll let my past self in the later part of the video explain how I did with those. One thing that I did do though was that I actually went around all the airports, like I think twice, and I just went through all of the airports because you can actually go to the airport tab. I found out a few episodes ago that you could actually go to that tab at the bottom and tap on it, and then you could organise it by the amount of percentages that all of your counters and things are, so you can keep track of what airports have like high percentage on their counters and offices, which is really useful, so you don't have to go like looking around every single airport and then just suddenly coming across it when you're setting up a route that like some place has like 90% on a counter. So I went through that twice just to make sure that they were all below 80%, because that's when it starts to go orange, and I just like to keep it in the green. Everything else that I did I mentioned later in the episode. So speaking of which, yeah, watch the time lapse, watch me finish that off, and we will get on to other things in the episode. So after almost getting carried away and not actually stopping recording there, I've now finally finished setting up all these routes. I carried on doing what I was doing at the end of last episode during the time lapse, which was setting up routes between routes with 200 tour between places with 200 tour and 300 tour. I managed to finish off Dallas. Pretty much like there was like 1 or 2 routes left after I finished it in the last episode. I didn't quite realise that I did that. Then I moved on to Seattle and I managed to get that finished off. And I believe that I've managed to finish off Mexico City as well. The last route I did was San Diego, and I believe that was the final one. I can't see any more down there. I did all of Philadelphia and Washington and that. Also, speaking of Washington, I didn't realise, but it's at 400 tour now. So, didn't realise I got up that high, but apparently it does. So yeah, we're going to be flying to there a bit more. I'll be one of the first places I go to from now on. But yeah, I decided to go from Mexico City as well, because I was originally going to go from Vancouver, and then I thought, hang on, Mexico City's like 277. That's kind of like a Boston type city. So in fact, Boston's getting close to going over 300 now, but it's also got a very, very high business. But yeah, that's not part of my rule with business. It is to do with tour. You may have noticed that I did actually have a oil crisis in this time. So the profits that I got for the sort of like end of, I can't remember, when did it start? It basically started like just after I started the time lapse. Actually, it was sort of like from October to January. I know it ended. No, December, sorry, because I know it ended after... oh, no, it would have been January, yeah, because it ended when I went through to January and got the big money off of Christmas. Yeah, that's when it ended. It went down. In fact, I could show you on the graph here, because it does say the fuel price, and it's going down more. As you can see, that big spike there was me actually going through that sort of oil crisis. I mean, that's probably one of the shortest ones I've had, actually. Normally they last about like 6 months. This one lasted about 3. Also, something which I didn't realise on this report page, it actually shows you the money that you save from actually having all the maintenance bases everywhere, which I've been putting in. You may not have noticed, but it says that I've saved $13 million, which is very, very good. We've also surpassed 2.5 million passengers, which is also good. And I'm pretty sure at the end of this month we will possibly go through 400 million profit, because in July I got about 395 million, I'm pretty sure. So we are also doing that, and I believe also in April we didn't even drop below 2 million passengers, which is doing good. What other things I want to show you? I don't know, whole company summary if you want. And passenger numbers have also been steadily climbing a bit, so that's always good. Probably the reason why Washington and all that is starting to get a very, very high tour now. So let's actually look at the routes that we are going to be going in. The routes that I've set up. I don't even know. At the end of the last episode, the last route I set up was Dallas to San Diego, which was one which I did... When did I do that? It was... and I clicked off of that by accident. That was when I set up the few routes outside of the actual time-lapse, so I'm going to have to scroll quite far down, because we've got well over 200 routes. Now, at the end of the last episode I said we had 200, but we actually didn't. That was... we had 200 planes being used, but not 200 routes, but now we definitely do. I believe we have about 220, which is very nice. Here we go. This is... Boston, which I did last episode. Where is Dallas to San Diego? It is down there. And yeah, I did finish Dallas in that episode, and not this episode then. So we went from Seattle to Denver, San Francisco, Phoenix, Honolulu, Las Vegas, Chicago, New York, Houston, Atlanta, Detroit, Washington, Toronto, Charlotte, Philadelphia, San Diego, Orlando, and Miami. Then I started off in Mexico City and went to San Francisco, Houston, Phoenix, Chicago, Atlanta, New York, Toronto, yes, Washington, Orlando, Las Vegas, Miami, Detroit, Philadelphia, and San Diego. And I've got, good grief, that's 8 planes on order. I thought I had only 6 or 5 or something, but nope, apparently 8. We are able to order now 4 737s in the summer. And I believe that we could possibly get 5 next episode, but in the down months, I actually managed to order just 1 in April, but that was because of the oil crisis. But the oil crisis, it doesn't affect your passenger numbers, but it affects your profits. So I took a kind of hike on that. So I wasn't able to roll the money over, so I could get 2 in the down months, as I call them, sort of like January to April. So I wasn't able to do that, but I did manage to get at least 1, so I was able to keep setting up at least 1 route per turn, but I was doing at least 2 or 3 every turn, and sometimes 4, as I said, and I believe we're going to be doing 4 when the next term comes through. So the next term, yes, because when Donald Trump goes on a new term, I'll get something. So as I said at the end of the last episode, I was saying about, I want to make it so you can't see any land underneath here. This corner now, with Seattle now added onto the network, as you can see, that's added a lot more lines over there. Also, I believe Honolulu is going to be my next hub, considering that it's got 358 tour, and in fact, no, not Honolulu, Kona, because, that's over 300 now. Well, I know what route I'm going to be setting up next when I change the turn. Yeah, I was going to say I'll do that, but yeah, we can do that. The only thing is that I can't go from absolutely everywhere. I thought I could get there from Mexico City, but I believe I can't. I didn't actually check Kona. I know Honolulu I can't. I doubt it. No, I can't. But yeah, that's just a little bit too far. What is actually the range on the 737? I've never actually checked. Because I know it's 3,000 miles of some sort. It's 3,370. I thought it was about 3,500. But oh well. I don't even think the fuselage coatings in that would work anyway. Right, let's actually have a look at the profits that we get from here. Are we going to break 400 million? And you can probably see my face back here because the light's getting really bright on the background. 411 million. Yes, and we've also gone quite far up in passenger numbers as well. And we've also have enough this time to get 5 737s. Because 5 737s I checked is about 462 million, and the 747-400 is going to have a reduction, which I don't care about. Also, the 747-8 came out, but yeah, again, doesn't really matter. As you can see, in fact, when did the oil crisis start? Let's actually have a look. It was in October of 2011, and it ended in January 2012. See, I have a massive memory, don't I? Massive memory, long memory, good memory, something memory. Anyway... I don't even know anymore. Is that still 300? Yes, it is. So we'll start going there for now. But I was going to say something else, and I completely forgot what it was. Don't know. Let's just set up these routes. Why not? Why not? We are going there from Los Angeles, but that's when I just set up routes everywhere from Los Angeles. When I first started the hub, I was like, I'm just going to do everything, and then I'll do other hubs, and blah, 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 blah. So let's go from San Francisco, because it's one of the big cities which is closest. 2369, that will be 11 slots, I do believe. Because I'm recording this all on the same day. This is actually the second episode. I've now kind of mastered the sort of like guessing the amount of slots that I'll need for each route. Also in Kona, I'm guessing that I'm going to be needing quite a few counters, which is something which I actually managed to do when I was doing the hubs in the 200 tour places. So what was that? Dallas, Seattle, and Mexico City. Look at that, 7.2%. In fact, I don't think I really need that much. In fact, I don't even need 3. I think 3 on each will be enough. So 4, I meant, not 3. But yeah, I believe that I'll need quite a few on there, as I did on those ones. So in fact, with Mexico City, I believe I only had to add like an extra counter on it. I think I put 5 in, and then it only went up to like 90%. So I just added an extra little one, and that was enough. So that was a good guess on 11 there. Now, actually, I didn't check at all. What is the business there? Oh, only 124. I thought it was 200 for some reason. Yeah, that's the thing that I have. If it's under 200 tour, then it's going to be 30, like 130 price. That's why I'm saying that I'm just going to go from places which have 200 tour now, because I can just go and put them all at full price. But if there's anything that's under the blah 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 blah, then I'll put it at 130 price, as you've probably seen me doing when I'm going to stuff like Orlando and Miami and Las Vegas and whatever. And I nearly skipped all of that simply because they have went off that for some reason. Yeah, they have only about 150, 180 tour, and that isn't enough to get full price. I'll need teriyaki salmon because noodle soup only goes about 1,500 miles to make it 100%. And there we go, that's a new route set up to Kona from there. We'll see more white lines going across the Pacific here. We'll go from San Diego next, because why not? I will, in fact, should I go? No, I was going to say, should I go from Seattle, but that's not a place with 300 tour, and we're not doing like 200 to 200 routes yet. Did not check that at all, and that's probably going to be 11. I'd imagine a lot of these are going to be 11, but I don't know. Yeah, that's 11. Kind of should have known that it was going to be 11, considering that they're basically the same distance. Oh, there's an A380 coming over the left there. Also something which I want to do, because I just saw all of these planes there, and I saw a 787 whilst I was setting up all these routes on there, because they randomise the planes with your airline's livery. I'm not actually going to be putting that livery when I get my long-haul planes. I'm going to be making a new one. I don't want to think about it yet. I just want to know that that's going to change when I get long-haul aircraft, but I've talked about long-haul aircraft pretty much every episode, so you're probably bored of it now probably just like, oh, just set up the routes and do what you actually want to do in the episode. Stop talking about 10 bajillion years in the future, even though the game goes about another 15. But don't even know. Right, that needs to go to 130 price. Go down, please. Go down, please. Don't carry on. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Perfectionist. Whatever that means. I nearly went past again. Drinks, headsets, blankets, neck pillow, magazine, and kids' gift. There we go. And put on teriyaki salmon as well. Complete that route as well. I'm trying to do this quickly because I know that I tend to overrun on this sort of thing. Go from Phoenix because that's a kind of high place. Well, not high place, but you know what I mean. High and tall. That's also another place that's gone over 400, and Las Vegas has as well. They're all going really, really high now, and I didn't check again. Oh, that's going to be 10. I think it's about 2,600 miles is when it goes from 11 slots to 10. So I will need to put 10 on here. I know roughly where the boundaries are for a lot of these. So sort of around the 2,000 mile mark is the sort of 13, 2,100 to 12. Then from about 2,350 or 2,400 above is 11. It's a weird system. But I eventually worked it out. That's 20 slots. That's 5 slots. There's a 747 down there. I don't really like the way that this livery looks on a lot of the planes. I will say that on the A330 it looks best, which will probably be the reason why I'll get the plane. But again, I'm not putting that livery on it, so it doesn't really matter. Why did I put 11 in Kona? You idiot! You idiot! You idiot! It doesn't matter because I'm setting more routes up there. But knowing me, I'll probably do 11 slots because I'm not paying attention, when I only need 9 or 10 or whatever. I don't know. Why am I still talking? Set up the route for God's sake. Newspaper, kids' gift, and teri, mckakie, keke, do love me, salmon, whatever that was supposed to mean. Right, next route. Do we have 1 or 2 planes left? Only 1. Where do we go from? Las Vegas? Good place as any. Doesn't really matter, does it? In fact, I'll probably be 10 if it's going from Las Vegas. Will it? I don't know, because I need to actually tap on the bloody place. Las Vegas to Kona. Ooh, I don't know. We'll try 10. It might be 10. I don't know, but as I said, we'll try it. So, as I said, it's around the 2,600 mark, but it's not exact, because it's just the way that I've done this. Not the way that I've done this, sorry, it's just the way that the game works, that you, it just does routes whenever it... Did I tap off that by accident? I don't know. Yeah, it just, it's just the way that the slots work and miles work and speed of the plane and all sorts of factors, which, with the 737-800, it's going to be an absolute killer when I do it with a long-haul plane, because it's probably going to be a different speed. In fact, I'll check that in a minute. It's probably going to be a different speed than it will be for the 737, and that will just completely, knock me off. No, throw me off, that's it. It'll completely throw me off my whole route guessing, slot guessing malarkey. And I guess right with 10. Also remember to not do too many slots in Kona. Let me just check that stays on 130, because sometimes it doesn't, as it proved there. So it goes to 1575. The route wanted you to be higher price, so sorry passengers. It didn't, because apparently routes are sentient now. In fact, no, will toothbrush set get it? Yes, it will. Teriyaki salmon again, like so. Put the route in, and there we go. That's a bunch of routes from Kona on the US West Coast. As I said, I'll eventually start hooking it in from Seattle and Vancouver as well, eventually when I get around to it. And I believe I can probably get that from Denver. Yeah, that's enough for... Ooh, hang on. Was it 3310 the range of the 737? Let me look. Oh no, 3370. I was going to say, if that was 1 mile out, because that was a 3309. So yeah, that'll probably be the last route that I can do. And my dad's going in the attic if you're wondering what that noise is in the background. So Seattle, Vancouver, Denver, that'll be eventually done. But for now, that'll be the end of this episode here, I think. I'll need to remember to order some planes, because I'll always forget to do that. Because I did it in not the last episode, the million episodes ago. I don't even know when I did it, but I did it at some point. Oh yeah, I can get 5, can't I? What's next? 555. That'll be 6 planes, but 555, because that makes sense. Anyway, we now have 9 planes on order, which I think is the most we've had at any one time, apart from the beginning, which we had 10. So that'll be, in fact, no, we had 11 at one point, because after 1 month we then ordered an extra one. I don't know. We might have done. Who even remembers? So... because I definitely don't. So that'll be the end of this video here. I've got some nice work carrying on with the hubs. I believe I've done Mexico City. There might be a few routes down there. Phoenix is done down there, but as you can see, I've left Dallas, Boston and Seattle down there, all uncovered, and I can't go to Honolulu or anything like that because it's too far away. But yeah, I am going to be trying to finish off this if it isn't finished, but as I said, I believe it is finished. So we've got that, and then as I said, the next one is probably going to be Honolulu or whatever. But in fact, yeah, wait. In fact, yeah, I could go from there. Also, I could go. In fact, I think I've done Honolulu. But oh yeah. If I can actually speak, yeah, I can go from like Seattle, Vancouver and whatever, from Kona. I've basically done a bit of work this episode, and then once I finish that off, did I go from San Diego? Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? Yes, and I went on that by accident. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling on here. That'll be the end of this video here. Just carry on some more stuff next episode, get more routes set up. We've got a lot of routes, we got over 400 million profit, we now got 5 planes in the summer, everything's going well. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. If you decide to do that one as well, go on that right for the thumbnail. Goodbye!